You want to use this season as your momentum season, that if you do achieve your goals, great, but if you don't, that's okay. Now you've just started and become refocused and built that discipline. Guess what? There's different ways to skin a cat. Some people could be consistently doing the wrong thing over and over and are thinking, why am I not getting the results? Why is this not working out for me? If you plan for small wins, that's going to make you addicted to the success that you're getting. Now you're chasing the high of success. That's the power of positive reinforcement. Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about getting refocused, getting back on track and getting your life together before the new year. If you're anything like me, you've been in your resting season, the summer, just lounging, you haven't been that productive, you've spent more time with your friends and family, just living your best life, and there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest, because in life there's going to be different seasons. It's going to be seasons where you're really productive, you've got your foot on the gas pedal. It's going to be seasons where you're in cruise control, you're just resting and you're not doing as much. But with only 3 months left of the year, I've just been reflecting on how to become more disciplined, more motivated, and how I can get the most out of the rest of the year. Because in the fourth quarter, we have one of my favorite seasons. We've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas, New Year, and it's just so easy to say, do you know what? I'm going to start in the new year, but the fourth quarter is the best time to set yourself up for success, catapult yourself forward so that you can then utilize the momentum that you have built in the first quarter and then continue executing and achieving your goals. So I came up with 10 things that I have been using, some of them in quarter 3, and I'm also going to be using more of in quarter 4 to make sure that I'm setting myself up for success before the end of the year. If you are new, hello, welcome. My name is Lorraine and my channel is Lori Lux, and I like to call myself your self-care soul sister. So subscribe to the channel, sis. I'm trying to grow the channel, so all your help will be greatly appreciated. Join our soft living space, like this video because it really helps me out. It lets YouTube know that you like this video and this topic already. Without any further ado, let's get straight into it. The first thing is to reconnect with your previous goal, because chances are you have the same goal that you had maybe at the start of the year, maybe in quarter 2, or maybe even last year. So it's important to reconnect with your goal and your why. Why do you want to achieve this goal? What is it going to mean for you to achieve this goal, right? And also the emotional connection that's associated with that goal, because as people, women especially, we are led by emotion. So if there's something that you want to feel as a result of, I don't know, losing weight, or, you know, starting that business or that side hustle or that YouTube channel. So for me, for example, one of my goals is losing weight, and I don't want to feel less confident. I don't want to feel heavy. I don't want to feel down and depressed about how I look, and also the health implications of my weight, right? So reconnecting with that emotional connection of why I want to achieve that goal in the first place, and then also looking at the different strategies that I had previously. So there's a few strategies that have worked before, like fasting, intermittent fasting. So I've decided to take it up a notch and do alternate day fasting, which I actually did a 14-day alternate day fasting challenge at the beginning of September, and I was able to do it. And since then I have been doing 3 fasts a week. So I'd like to do another challenge at the beginning of October, instead of only doing 3 fasts a week and actually doing it alternatively. So that's something I'm going to be carrying over. I've also been doing a dance challenge. I believe it's a Japanese workout. I don't even want to butcher the name, child. So I'm going to put the name here on the screen. And for me, that's not too time consuming and that's not too taxing, but it's also effective, right? So that's something else that I'm going to implement. So reviewing your goals, reviewing your emotional connection towards that goal, reviewing the strategies that you have, and identifying, is this the goal that I still want to focus on the fourth quarter? Because you might have several goals, right? Just remember, you've got 3 months. Don't set yourself up for failure by wanting to achieve all your goals, but kind of picking maybe 1 or 2 goals that are completely separate or not related. So for me, one of my goals again is to grow my YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you haven't already. So that's completely separate to losing weight. You want to make sure that it's separate things that are not too interlinked, that you can have a certain energy for this and a certain energy for that, if that makes sense. And also understanding that some goals are ongoing. So I might not achieve these goals in 3 months, but I'm going to do whatever I can do and put my best foot forward for me to achieve it. But it can be ongoing goals that I can review at the end of quarter 4 into the new year. And again, utilize the momentum that I've built up in quarter 4 and quarter 1 with my weight loss and also with my channel. So not only being hell bent to say it has to happen by this time, understanding not to put a time frame on it, not to put so much pressure on yourself. You want to use this season as your momentum season, that if you do achieve your goals, great, but if you don't, that's okay. Now you've just started and become refocused and build that discipline to continue on. The most effective way of getting your life together before the end of the year is implementing structure into your life, because that helps with discipline, and this has been doing wonders for me. Okay, the reason why a lot of people tend to start or stop when it comes to their goals, or they procrastinate, or they're unable to be consistent, is because they don't have discipline. But that comes with structure. If you think about work, for example, okay, businesses and companies know how to get the most out of people. They know how to get results so that they can meet their KPI, so that they can make money at the end of the day, okay? And they need people, you, to be able to do the work. If they just gave you a task, okay, to say, okay, this is what we want you to do for the rest of the year, and you didn't have any structure that was built in, and you didn't know what you had to do every day or every week or every month or every quarter in order for you to fulfill that company goal, you wouldn't even know where to start, okay? You would spend a lot of time procrastinating, a lot of time, on Facebook or on Instagram, scrolling, girl, chatting to your workmates, making coffee, because you just don't know where to start, okay? You might start, you might stop, but they have created structure, one, by having a management structure. So they have, a manager who makes sure that work is being done, okay? They have supervision, they have policies and consequences for actions. You have to be in work at a certain time. There's consequences if you're late. There's consequences if you don't make this target. You don't get a bonus if you don't do this. They implement incentives, okay, so that you become motivated, you become productive, and you stay disciplined. So you need to implement the same structure that you have in your workplace or business into your personal life, knowing what you want to accomplish as a whole, as a long term, and being able to break that down. And that's something I was able to do in my stress-free execution template, which is linked down below if you want to grab yourself a copy. I broke everything down into quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4, and within those quarters there's a daily tracker, okay, for what you have to do that day, what do you have to do that week, okay? And then you reflect at the end of the week. The more that you're able to do all those small tasks for, I don't know, a quarter, 3 months, you start to build a routine and you start to build a habit. Even if you don't want to use any kind of template, you can can do the same thing maybe in your calendar or maybe on your notes. There's something just so liberating about crossing something off, or maybe just putting a tick onto something that you've accomplished it, and also visual representation of how many ticks you have, how many crosses you have, okay, and how many ongoing things that you have. That way you can then re-strategize, because guess what, there's different ways to skin a cat. Some people could be consistently doing the wrong thing over and over and are thinking, why am I not getting the results? Why is this not working out for me? That's because you feel like this is the only way that I'm going to be able to achieve this goal. I upload one video a week here on my channel. I am the most consistent people without fail, okay? But my channel has been stagnant for the longest time, and I'm thinking, but why am I not growing? I'm so consistent. I upload every week. Other people only upload every week or every other week, and they are completely blowing up and their channels are growing. How comes I'm not growing? But just because they're able to grow by only uploading one video a week, everyone has a different journey. That's clearly not my journey. I have to implement other strategies to help me grow, and that's why I started leaning more into YouTube Shorts, because I actually love and enjoy creating short form content. I was one of the first people to delve into Instagram Reels when it first came about, because I prefer videos to photos. So I thought, okay, I'm going to be uploading a YouTube Short every single day. I don't know what's that going to do, but I'm going to do that anyway. And now I have a bit more time, okay, and I can potentially start doing 2 videos a week, and I don't want to commit to that just yet, okay, but that's something that I'm strongly considering. It's not something that's going to be sustainable for me in the long run, okay, but maybe it's something that I can do for Q4, or maybe even December. Instead of doing Vlogmas, maybe I can do maybe 2 or 3 videos a week that are still on brand and still related to what I talk about here on my channel. But if you're not reviewing your goals and you're just thinking, oh, it's not working, but you don't know why it's not working, you actually have to sit down and look, okay, this week, how did this week go? What was I able to do? What wasn't I able to do? How can I pivot into the next week? Don't wait for the next quarter for you to change something that's not working for you. You have the ability to experiment and change how you choose to achieve your goals as you see fit. Don't limit yourself. Find what works for you. We are all different, and we have different levels of productivity, organizational skills. I know a lot of people who have ADHD, for example, who aren't organized, and that doesn't really come naturally to them. I mean, they're skilled in other areas, but when it comes to being organized, they need a step-by-step guide or direction for them to know, okay, that's what I need to do, that's what I need to do. So if you're that kind of person, a list, a template, that's going to be your best friend, okay? Because you're not having to do the planning and the thinking yourself. You're just following a schedule or a template or a calendar. So you need to find something that works within your own personality, your own abilities, and sometimes your even mental capacity and ability. The next thing is to plan for small wins, because success is addictive. I'm not sure if you guys know of Skinner. He's a behavioralist who's done a study years ago in the 70s, I believe, using rats and animals. I mean, now it will be deemed as animal cruelty. But what he done was he put rats, or mice was it, in a little cage, and he put levers in them. If they press on a specific lever, there will be a positive effect where they'll receive some food. If they press on a certain lever, there will be a negative effect where they'll get a shock. The more the rats were pressing on the positive or the negative lever, the more that they realized that, okay, if I press on this lever, I'm going to get food. If I press on this one, I'm going to get a shock. So they were pressing more on the positive lever, and then they were avoiding the negative lever. And that shows the power of positive reinforcement, okay? If you have a goal to lose weight, I'm going to use that because it's the easiest one, and I'm on a weight loss journey myself. If you say, I want to lose 50 or 60 pounds in a week. And I'm sure that's possible for some people, I'm not sure, but you're setting yourself up for failure, because it's unrealistic that you're going to be able to lose 50 pounds in a week. Okay, so if you don't lose that 50 pound, guess what's going to happen? You're going to become demotivated, you're going to feel discouraged, and you're going to stop dieting or exercising or whatever that you're doing to try and lose weight, because it's not working. Okay, I tried my best, it's not working. But if you plan for small wins, that's going to make you addicted to the success that you're getting. If you say, I want to lose maybe 2 pounds in a week or in 2 weeks, right? That's more achievable and that's more realistic. And if you start to actually lose that 2 pounds or maybe even more, you're going to feel more encouraged and more motivated to keep on exercising or dieting, because now you're chasing the high of success. You're chasing the high of weight loss because you've experienced this. That's the power of positive reinforcement. Success is addictive. So don't set yourself up for failure and actually plan for small wins. The next thing to get your life together before the end of the year is to budget. And this is something that I like to do personally every quarter, especially the fourth quarter. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of activities. There's a lot of festivities, Christmas, New Year's. We want to buy presents. We're going to parties, going away on holiday. My daughter's birthday is in November. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm well equipped financially to be able to handle this month, to be able to still pay for my essential bills and also all the other stuff that I want to do. Ideally, a lot of people actually start planning for Christmas and New Year's at the beginning of the year, and that's discipline on a whole nother level. But for people who aren't as disciplined like me, okay, I like to do this before October. I have to be more mindful of my lifestyle, that I'm not spending as much money. I actually have to make more money in the fourth quarter so I can do all this other stuff that I want to do. I need to plan for that and I need to budget for that. And actually including January in this, because a lot of people tend to get paid earlier in December, so you can spend more money for Christmas and New Year's. So that means you're going to have a longer stretch in January where you don't have the money. So it's important to be mindful of your spending. It's important to budget ahead, so by the time January comes, you're not stressing like, how am I gonna get to the end of this month? Okay, another way to get your life together for the fourth quarter is surrounding yourself with like-minded people. I came across Colleen Marie Cares here on YouTube. I love her. She is so knowledgeable, so likable, and she so happened to be doing an ADF alternative day fasting challenge at the beginning of September, and I was like, I bet, okay, I'm looking for ways to lose weight and I'm really serious about it this time. And she has a Facebook group of over 14,000 people, right, who are also on their weight loss journey or who just want to fast for health reasons, right? When she started the challenge, I was like, okay, I'm going to join this group. And when I tell you, when you're fasting and you're doing a 36-hour fast, it is so hard, okay? And you're used to eating, you're used to snacking, and to go through the day only drinking water or drinking coffee, it's so hard. But when I was checking in the group and other women were saying how difficult it was, I felt seen, like, you understand. And other women were just encouraging other women, and they were saying how they were spending their day, how are they making their fast more easier. Whereas if I was to speak to somebody who has no idea about fasting, let alone alternate day fasting, they will just look at me like I'm crazy. Like, why are you starving yourself? Or if I was trying to fast on my own and thinking I could just do it on my own, I could have fell off so many times. So many times when I reached the 16-hour mark or the 21-hour mark or the 24-hour mark, well, I thought, you know what? I've done my best. I'm just going to eat today. When I log into Facebook and I go into the group and I start looking at people's stories, what they're posting, that just gives me another boost of encouragement, of energy, like I can do this. I just go and just drink water, okay? And I realize, you know what? You're not hungry, you're just fat. like Colleen likes to say. Or I'm not hungry, I'm just sad right now. I'm not hungry, I'm just bored right now. Being around like-minded people who are on a similar journey to me. I know I always talk about it, but I wanted to really put it into perspective with my own journey right now, that there is so much power with having someone who understands what you're going through, having someone who's on a similar journey to you, okay? Because you could be speaking gibberish to someone who knows nothing about what you're doing or what you're trying to achieve, who can end up discouraging you. It's not everyone you should tell your goals to. This is another thing, okay? I might even talk about in another video, okay? Even people that you love, that love you, that care about you, sometimes they don't understand the journey that you're on. Sometimes they don't understand the methods that you're using. Sometimes they might think that your dreams are too big and they're unreachable, okay? You don't have to speak to them and let them know what you're doing, because they will bring you down, they will discourage you, and not even consciously, with their own scarcity, with their own negativity, and with their own feelings of lack and not knowing that it's possible. They might project how they feel about themselves, how they feel about the world and society onto you, which will just discourage you and make you feel like, okay, it must be right then, because my mom is saying this, or my aunt is saying this, my dad is saying this, my husband is saying this. You need to have discernment, right, to know who can I disclose this goal to, who is going to catapult me forward, who is going to be my rock, who's going to be encouraging me, as opposed to bringing me down, being a negative Nancy, being a naysayer. Let people see you at the end when you've lost the weight to be like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? And when you say fasting, they're like, really? Because now they're seeing the results. Let them see, oh, you started your YouTube channel. Oh, it's going really well. Oh my gosh. Before, at the beginning, where you only have 1 subscriber and they're looking at you like you're crazy, you should stop doing it. Or I've started a business, you haven't had 1 or 2 sales in the last quarter, and they're like, yeah, you should go back to your day job, or you should just leave that completely. Tell them or speak to them about it when you're starting to get some momentum, when you have some results, so that they can look at you with respect and no judgment, and they won't bring you down moving forward. I'm actually going to be hosting monthly accountability check-ins for the rest of the quarter, so feel free to join my newsletter so you don't miss out on a chance to be able to be a part of it. Whatever goal that you have, it's not about a specific goal, whatever that you want to achieve, this is going to be a space for us to motivate each other, for us to uplift each other, to keep going and stay on track. And I'd love you guys to join. Just join the newsletter in the description box down below. The next thing that you want to do to get your life together before the end of the year is to remove any distractions. So this is going to come in different categories. The first distraction is going to be physical distractions, right? So that's your living space. When you're living in a cluttered environment, in a messy environment, it's going to be really difficult to think straight or to want to be productive. Like when I come downstairs in the morning and the kitchen's in a mess, the living room is in a mess, there's toys everywhere, I'm already tired, because I know before I even do anything on my to-do list, I have to make sure that the house is clean. I have to, put everything away. So what I try and do is to make sure that the house is as tidy as it can be before I go downstairs, so I can feel more motivated to do other things that are on my to-do list. And also setting aside days to do a deep clean and declutter, which I'm planning to do in my closet, because I don't even know how I'm filming today, okay? Because it is a whole mess in here. There's clothes everywhere, but I'm filming on a Tuesday, and on Thursday I'm going to be cleaning and decluttering my closet. So next time I do come and film and do any work in here, it's going to be tidy, it's going to be clean, I'm going to be feeling more inspired. The other distraction that you want to remove is other people, right? Not to say that you need to be in complete isolation and not to be around people, but understand that sometimes you do need that alone time to really work on yourself and to really work on that discipline. So with my fasting, for example, I know that I haven't got to a point where I can be going out to dinner with other people on my fasting days and being able to control myself and have that discipline to not eat. I can do it in my house. I can cook for my child. I can cook for other people when they come to the house. But I know that going out to dinner or huge groups of people is taking it a bit too far. So I'm not gonna be putting myself in those situations, but also leaving room for the big occasions or festivities. Like I said, fall is one of my favorite seasons, and I have a lot of activities that I want to do, and on those days I don't want to be fully restricting myself by not eating. I want to be able to enjoy myself. We've got Christmas coming, New Year's coming, and I want to be able to partake in those festivities. So planning around those festivities and those occasions, but knowing that there's going to be times where I have to isolate myself, I have to exclude myself from certain situations, and sometimes that's a sacrifice that's involved when it comes to achieving your goals or, you know, getting something that you really, really want. Things aren't just going to be handed to you on a platter, okay? You have to put in that work to an extent. So remove all distractions until you're in a place where you have built that mental strength, right? Because most of the time it is a mental game, whether it's food, whether it's procrastination, whatever it is that we're trying to do, it's literally a mental game. We have to get to a place where we're mentally strong enough to keep on going regardless of our surroundings, of what's happening around us, okay? But that's something that's built and that's, you know, worked on, that comes over time. The next way is to know your most active and productive time, which for most people is mornings, and myself included. So I try and make sure, I have been trying since the third quarter, to do all the things that I find quite difficult or taxing first thing in the morning. So what do I mean by most difficult? Exercising for me is something that I don't enjoy, something that requires a lot of discipline. So when I'm most productive, when I have the most amount of energy, I try and get that out of the way. So as I've been doing this 14-day challenge, this Chinese dance challenge, I try and do that first thing in the morning. I give my daughter breakfast, or maybe after I've taken her to nursery and I've come back, I do the workout first before I do anything. That way I know I've got that out the way, okay? If I have any huge tasks that I have to do in that day, if I have to edit a video, if I have to get on a coaching call or something, I like to put everything, majority of the things, in the morning before midday, so that in the afternoon when I'm feeling more tired or just want to relax, I don't have to put a lot of pressure on myself to do all the things in my to-do list. Don't wait till after you come back from work to think, okay, now I'm going to exercise, when you know you're going to be tired, you know you just want to, you know, sleep and watch a program. I mean, if that's the only time that you have because you're going to be at work all day, you know, by all means, that's the only time that you can do it. But if there's other times within your day that you can do something, maybe, you know, waking up a bit earlier, I mean, it couldn't be me, okay, because sleep is very important to me, or maybe doing it on your lunch break, for example, or maybe sacrificing a Saturday, for example, so you can do whatever you need to do on that Saturday morning, if that helps you. So identify your most productive time in the day and try and do your most biggest taxing or something that you don't really enjoy doing. Do it at that time. Let me know in the comments how you're going to stay on track, how you're going to keep disciplined and get your life all the way together before the new year. I would also love you guys to share your goals, okay, to see if we have similar goals. Maybe there might be other women in the comments, you know, who can help you out as well to achieve your goals or stay on track. To come all this way, thank you so much. Like this video again so it can get shared out to more people. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We are trying to grow the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Press the notification bell so you are notified every single time I upload a video. Watch this video here of how to save a half wasted year, so again you can get back on track and stay disciplined. I will see you guys in an upcoming video. Mwah. Bye lovely.